Welcome to We Time Convo's Halloween episode. Join me, Liza, and
Debbie
as we discuss Dia de los Muertos and explore some of San Jose's spookiest urban legends.
Happy Halloween, We Time Convo listeners. This is Debbie.
And Liza.
How are you guys doing? Are you guys ready for spook time?
Are you? What are you doing? What are you doing tonight?
I am probably not passing out candies.
Do you get a lot of kids in your neighborhood?
Very rarely. You know, that has really kind of gone away in my neighborhood. You know, when we first moved into my neighborhood, there was quite a bit of trick-or-treaters, but now not so much.
We don't get any kids either. I think a lot of people now are doing like their trunk or treat or like their own parties. I'm still going to take my, Violet out trick-or-treating to a couple houses, a few houses, but that's about it.
Yeah, it's not as big as it used to be. I think when I was growing up, I think a lot of people, like to your point, do kind of their own thing, either at home or there's pockets within our neighborhoods that I know are pretty active. But also, as a reminder, I have a daughter who's almost an adult, so she kind of does her own thing. And then for me, if anything, I don't know, we might go to a friend's house and just chill over there.
Yeah. I love watching slasher movies like Friday the 13th, Jason, Michael Myers, Halloween, the Halloween movies.
Yes.
I love watching them, but I don't like watching scary movies, like anything paranormal or exorcist. Like I don't do that. Do you like watching scary movies?
I don't care for it.
Really? No. Anyways.
So Halloween, it also depends on what day it falls. So obviously this year it falls on Thursday. And so kids and parents have school the next day. So you can't really stay out too late, right?
You can't.
Yeah. So when do you generally go out and start trick-or-treating if it's on a weekday?
If it's on a weekday, right, like literally the sun, like right at sunset. Yeah. And then, cause I don't want the kids to out too late and maybe like an hour. Well, cause Violet's little, right? But when they were when Ava was older, maybe like middle school or elementary school age, we would go out, we would be out for a couple hours at least. But I remember growing up when I used to trick or treat, we used to trick or treat till midnight.
Oh, wow.
And we used to get shit tons of candy. You don't remember that? We used to get pillowcases of candy.
Yeah. No, I do remember that. But, now
it's a blur.
Yeah, it's a blur. I'm too old. I can't remember that far, girl.
Yeah. And it's just not the same anymore.
So do you still go through and sift through candy?
Yes.
What do you do with all the candy?
You know what? I probably still have candy from last year.
Oh, shit.
Because we get so much. And I'm obviously not going to leave it out for Violet to go ham on.
Yeah.
Or I usually just take it to work.
Oh, and then just leave it there.
Yeah, for the kids.
Yeah.
Because I work at a school for the kids to eat.
Yeah.
And there's some places that actually now do they buy back your candy. There's some places I think Gap does it where you give them bags of candy. They'll give you a 50% off coupon for an item.
I have seen that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there's some places that do that. I mean, I've never done it.
Yes.
But
no, I haven't either. But yeah, no, that's great to know. I mean, do you have a favorite candy?
I was just going to ask you the same question. So, I mean, I'm always going to love Snickers, Twix, Kit Kat.
Oh yeah, the fancy ones, right?
Those are fancy.
Those are our fancy.
Girl, fancy to me is Ghirardelli.
Well, now that we're older, but when we were younger, we didn't know what that was.
What's your favorite?
I would have to say Kit Kat.
Kit Kat.
Kit Kat was, and Reese's.
Yeah.
The Kit Kat and the Reese's were, I didn't I'm not really big into any of the hard candy.
Yeah.
So it was always either Kit Kat or Reese's. I definitely made sure that I put that one aside. Everything else I can kind of
You know what I don't understand is Butterfinger.
Yeah, it's too hard.
It's nasty.
Yeah.
Anyways, so today's episode, we talk about two topics, Dia de los Muertos, and we are actually going to talk about some San Jose spooky urban legends. So starting with Dia de los Muertos, can you tell us, Debbie, kind of the history on it?
Sure. It's celebrated primarily in Mexico, through other countries in Central America, Brazil, Spain, and Mexican American communities throughout the U.S. also join in on the festivities. With roots in both ancient Aztec culture and Spain, As families welcome back the spirits of the deceased, many traditions are observed, such as decorating the house with papel picado.
Picado, I think.
Picado?
I don't know. Sorry.
Picado?
Excuse our language.
Sorry.
We're not Mexican, or we don't speak Spanish. So, okay, just fake it till you make it.
All right.
Yeah.
Eating sugar skulls as treats and putting on La Cantrana style makeup.
So Dia de los Muertos, or Day of the Dead, takes place on November 1st and November 2nd every year. The Day of the Dead is a special time of year when, according to some cultures, loved ones emerge from the afterlife to visit and reunite with their families on Earth. Dia de los Muertos is a joyous occasion when families honor their loved ones by preparing an ofrenda, which is an altar for their past beloved family members. Ofrendas are often decorated with yellow and orange marigolds, pretty flowers, photos of family members, foods, drinks, and other personal items. And I'd like to point out that our source for some of this information comes from goodhousekeeping.com. So, Debbie, kind of throw us some more facts about Dia de los Muertos.
So it is not the same as Halloween,
which I thought it was.
Well, I did.
And why are we even talking about it?
I thought it was too, because I just thought it was like because
they dress up. And
yeah, I thought it was just like the non-American version of Halloween, but it's not.
Yeah, it's not.
Yes. So although the holidays happen around the same time and both include skeletons and skulls in their decor, they have very different origins. Halloween originates from the ancient Celtic holiday Samhain, and many October 31st traditions, including carving pumpkins, trick-or-treating, and dressing up in scary costumes, come from that part of the world.
Fun.
Yep. So, fun fact, it is not Halloween.
Another one is Day of the Dead is not sad. It's a celebration. While a holiday focused on those who've passed away, Dia de Muertos is a joyful occasion. This comes from the ancient Mesoamericans who believed that death was part of the journey of life. It's a true celebration of life marked by costumes and makeup, festive foods, parades, humor, and decorative tributes to the dead.
Okay, so can I tell you something?
Yes.
I love Halloween.
Yeah, I think you mentioned that was your favorite.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like one of my favorite like holidays. I just love the colors, like the beauty of it. Yes. So I really enjoy it. Every year I try to decorate.
I was going to say, did you decorate this year?
I did. I decorated my mantle. I actually try not to buy any more Halloween stuff. Yeah. Because every year they always come up with some really beautiful things, but there's just too many. It just piles.
I was at Target last year and I was like, I'm not going to buy anything for my house. I bought stuff for my house because it's so cute. They always come out with cute stuff.
Yes. Yeah. No, I hear you. Yeah. So Halloween is my favorite. I love the colors. I love the kids, seeing them in costumes. And, just when Vanessa was growing up, it was so much fun just being able to dress her up in kind of different costumes and things like that. So it was definitely it definitely was and still is a favorite holiday of mine.
Yes, I can see that. Yeah. But yeah, going back to Dia de los Muertos, I learned about it because I watched Coco. Yes, which is also a beautiful movie. Yes, it's one of my favorites. But yeah, I mean, I haven't celebrated. I mean, my kids are half Hispanic, but I haven't really celebrated Dia de los Muertos with them. But I feel like it looks like a really cool and beautiful tradition.
Yes. Yeah. So some of the other things that we learned, right, is families clean and decorate their loved one's grave. So I really love this part about Dia de los Muertos, is that it's a celebration. And, I think in growing up, maybe I just didn't experience that once somebody passed away, you didn't really, I was never, I don't recall ever like celebrating them. Right. And so when I started learning a little bit about this, it's like, wow, that's great, is to actually have a moment to actually celebrate people that have passed away. And it's not meant to be sad or scary. And that was another thing for me, like death equated to something a little scary.
Yeah. Or sad.
So, yeah.
Depressing.
Yeah. So I think I like this is the part that I do like about it. So as part of the tradition, families visit cemeteries where their loved ones are buried to clean and decorate their gravestones with candles and marigolds. Families will gather to share a meal and tell stories at the gravesite, in addition to bringing objects that were meaningful to the deceased. I think that's beautiful.
It's beautiful and it's fun, and you just want to celebrate the life that they have and the life that they're living, outside, right? Yes. So also, I didn't know this, but we also celebrate Dia de los Muertos in the Philippines.
Yes, just a little differently though, right?
Yes.
So one of the things that I found out is on November 1st, literally the next day, there's an All Saints Day is celebrating in the Philippines and across the world. It's a day that commemorates the lives of loved ones with family, sharing memories of those who have passed and honoring traditions. So very similar, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, some of the fun facts about this, I don't know if I can call it fun facts, but facts of Day of the Dead, the Filipino version, the Philippines version. In the Philippines, the holiday has 3 names.
Ooh, are you going to try to say this? You're going to try and knock it out?
Araw ng Magpatay.
You would have done better than me.
Which is, okay. Ooh, now I get it. Araw ng Magpatay. Araw ng
Magpatay.
There you go. So that's Day of the Dead. And then the Todos los Santos, All Saints Day, or Undas.
Okay.
There you go.
And just like most holidays, food is very important on this day. I mean, it should be because Filipinos like to eat. And many prepare ahead by making their favorite dishes of their deceased family members.
And one of the most popular foods eaten on Undas is kakainin, a dessert made with sticky rice and coconut milk. That sounds like really good.
Yeah, sounds good. I love that stuff.
A nutshell favorite is biko and the brown sugar flavor.
Oh, there's a picture of it here. I know what that one is.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. I mean, I love anything with rice in it is good. And throw sugar on it, it's even better. A popular Undas tradition is to clear the cemetery of weeds and overgrowth and decorate graves with flowers and candles to honor those who have passed.
Yeah. And another thing that Filipinos usually choose white flowers since the absence of color is a reminder that it's a solemn day. However, it's also common to honor the dead by celebrating their life with food, music, and joy.
And lastly, across the world, Day of the Dead is celebrated with a nighttime picnic at the cemetery. I don't know. That's kind of scary.
It is, but it kind of sounds a little cool.
Yeah.
Huh? Again, it goes back to you're normally scared, but if you can actually be in the cemetery,
it shouldn't be scary. Yeah.
And being with your loved ones, it shouldn't be scary.
I just don't expect me to do it by myself. I'll do it with family.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I would not do it by myself for sure.
But so that is the Filipino. That's how the Philippines celebrates Dia de los Muertos. So
yes, it's the Filipino version.
Yeah, Filipino version. So on to the next thing, we are going to talk about San Jose urban legends.
And I didn't even know there were
oh my gosh, really?
Legends. Yes.
I thought it would be cool to bring that up because there are a couple that I've heard of. So let's start off with our sources. So sanjosetoday.6amcity.com. And then also there's a podcast out there called San Haunts Say. So this is a great podcast. There's tons of episodes on the different kinds of urban legends that the history of San Jose. So it's super intriguing and interesting. So I'm going to let you start with this one, Debbie, because we kind of live by here.
Yes.
By this,
Yes, we do. Yeah. And this is like, what?
Yes.
So one urban legend is the Quimby Road Jogger. And if you've heard of this legend before hearing this, please let us know in our comments.
Yeah.
So the Quimby Road Jogger, a post from History San Jose's Facebook page suggests that there's a ghostly jogger who can be seen on Quimby Road in East San Jose at midnight. Though this spectre might startle those who travel up the hill, Stories say he only stops plus stairs before continuing his jog and then disappearing, sometimes appearing without a head. According to the host of the podcast, San Jose, the ghost is a man that was struck by a vehicle and was killed while he was jogging on Quimby Road. Quimby Road is one of the oldest roads in San Jose, which I did not even know.
Crazy, right?
Crazy. I have not seen the Quimby Road jogger.
I haven't either.
I've never heard of this urban legend, and I literally grew up in Quimby.
Yeah, it's right by us.
Yes.
But I don't have a desire to be by in that area at midnight either.
No.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Do you think that we should do a
Girl, I don't mess with that stuff. I told you, paranormal stuff, I do not do. I don't mess with that stuff. So this one, you should have heard of Marsh Road. Do you remember Marsh Road?
No.
You don't remember? Okay. So for years, locals have reported, so Marsh Road, I believe, is in Milpitas. So it's not in San Jose.
Okay.
But close to San Jose.
Yes.
So for years, locals have reported paranormal activity on Marsh Road above Milpitas, claiming that they've seen a ghostly girl and heard unaccounted for screams. But is it true? It might be. So in 1981, a 14-year-old Milpitas student named Marcy Renee Conrad was murdered and left on the side of Marsh Road by her 16-year-old boyfriend. The story made national headlines, both for its gruesomeness as well as its insensitivity from local teenagers. A 1986 film, River's Edge, starring Keanu Reeves, which I did watch a long time ago, was loosely based off this true story. The road has been long closed to cars, but that hasn't stopped curious ghost chasers from exploring the area. So in high school, we used to drive up there all the time. So it's a windy road. You go up Marsh Road.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
And then it just stops. There's like a closure.
Yes.
And you stop right there and everyone just kind of stops and listens.
Oh my God.
To hear, they wait to hear this girl crying. I've never heard it because I think we freaked out so much that we just drove back down. Yes.
Oh
so now
God.
You remember?
Yes. I know I know what you're talking about. Oh, okay. So yeah, no, I need to watch that River's Edge.
It's kind of funny because if you remember Marsh Road, I've seen Marsh Road during the day. It's like a dinky little lake. But when they show it in the movie, it's like this huge river. Yeah. I kind of vaguely remember because I watched it a long time ago, but you should watch it. Okay. The story is interesting. It is really sad because I recall in the story, when the boyfriend had killed the girlfriend, he had told everybody at school and everyone just kind of was like, whatever.
He told them that he killed her?
That he left her there. And nobody really was, I don't know if they just didn't believe her, but they didn't make a really big deal about it.
Wow.
Yeah. Crazy story, but yes.
All right. Well, on to our next urban legend is Great America.
Did you ever work there?
I've never worked there.
I didn't either.
I didn't work there, but I know many people who have.
Me too.
And if you are from San Jose, there's no way that you have not been to Great America.
Or know what it is.
Oh, yes, exactly. So, although California's Great America traded its Halloween haunt for the more family-friendly Tricks and Treat Festival, there is no shortage of rumored hauntings at the amusement park. The first reports of paranormal activity came after a 13-year-old boy was killed in a collision at the Willard's Whizzer roller coaster in 1980. Since then, there have been reports from graveyard shift employees of hearing footsteps on a bridge where the ride once sat. Employees have also reported cold spots, unaccounted for laughing, flickering of carnival lights, and more.
I've never heard of that.
I have.
You have? How?
I have.
Just from people that work there?
Yes, I know of a person who used to work the graveyard shift at Great America, and I've heard of the story. So
interesting.
And I think they believed it. So
Hey, you never know. I believe in ghosts. I believe in that stuff.
So yeah,
Interesting. Okay, so the next one is Hicks Road. So I haven't heard of this, but Hicks Road is now so it's an infamous road in San Jose, but I've never heard of it. It's winding through Almaden Quicksilver Mines is Hicks Road, a locally known road that is rumored to be inhabited by satanic cults, cannibals, or blood-sucking beings. But no evidence has been found to support these theories.
Well, there goes that legend.
Yeah. I'll let you go read the next one. I haven't heard of this one either.
Bert Barrett's left arm. Did you know there's a grave at Hacienda Cemetery that contains just one arm? In 1898, a 13-year-old local named Richard Bertram Barrett lost his left arm in a hunting accident. Due to laws at the time, his family buried the limb at the Hacienda Cemetery, located at 21440 Bertram Road, later named after Richard. He lived a successful life following the incident, even serving as the chief of sanitation for the Santa Clara County Health Department. He died in 1959 at the age of 74 and was buried 11 miles away from his left arm at the Oak Hill Memorial Park.
That's just right there.
Yes. Legend has it that on Halloween night, which is tonight, his left arm comes alive to try and find the rest of its body at the other cemetery. So if you see a traveling limb, now you know.
I've never heard of that.
I have not either.
Okay, so we have one last one, and this one I have heard of. I would be surprised if you haven't heard of this one. Chuck E. Cheese on Tully Road.
Yes, tell me.
So many locals may be familiar with the Chuck E. Cheese at 2445 Fontaine Road, which is right by my house, or my old house. I used to live by there. More well known as the Tully Road location and place where the 30-foot rat greets drivers on Highway 101.
You can't miss it.
What may not be common knowledge is that this location, credited with being the original Chuck E. Cheese, after moving from its South Winchester Boulevard location, is haunted by a young girl on its third floor.
I've heard of this.
The story goes that the little girl wandered up the third floor when the building was occupied by then Magic Village toy store and fell to her death from a balcony or window. Employees have reported seeing a face peering out that upper window, sounds of children after hours, and malfunctioning lights. But here's the weird part. No deaths have been reported at the location. Paranormal investigator Nick Groff has a theory that a tulpa, however you say it, which is thought form energy from Tibetan Buddhism, might be at play. Groff explained that collective thoughts of others, like believing in presence of a ghost, manifests into something tangible. But I did hear that. And I used to get scared every time I was on 101 at night and drove by that Chuck E. Cheese. But that was fun. That was a fun episode.
Yes. Yeah. And quite crazy that these are urban legends here in San Jose. Some I have never heard of, and some I am like, yes we've heard of that.
Yes. Well, thank you for listening in on our special Halloween holiday episode, and we will catch you next time.